Yo, what is up YouTube? It's GGS Out and I'm back with another video. The first thing I want to say is, I can tell the camera, it looks a little bit sideways. A little bit, not completely. If it looks sideways completely, that would be bad. But today's video, I'm going to be going on Reddit. I'm going to be reading some stories from Reddit users that have had paranormal experiences. The first one's pretty long, so I may only do about 4. So this video is not too long. But I want to start, going on Reddit and looking things up. I seen Call Me Chris, if you guys know who she is. I seen her do Am I the A-hole videos. She's done a little bit of those, quite a bit. Not necessarily I want to do those, but I want to go to Reddit and do some other, look up some things that people have had experiences with, or stuff like Am I the A-hole, stuff like that. So if you guys want to see more of those, comment down below what I should look up on Reddit so I can make a video about it. For now, I'm not going to put the text, what it says, up on the screen, but here soon I will start doing that. I just need to figure some things out on how to do that safely, so I don't get any copyright strikes or anything like that, because I'm doing it very safe. You know what? Let's get this video to 5 likes. I've been going for like 10 likes, not even near 10 likes. Let's get this video to 5 likes, and I'll make another video of me going on Reddit and reading more of the paranormal experiences that people have had. So, let's start with this first one. I'm a psychiatric nurse. Early in my career, I worked at a residential mental health facility. There was a resident I'll call Marian. Sorry if I'm saying that name wrong, if you're watching this. He was an elective mute, which simply means that he couldn't talk, but there were no pathological findings as to why. He had spoken earlier in his life, and in fact seemed quite normal back then, with the notable exception of being close to 7 feet tall. Wow. I just want to say this. Imagine being 7 feet tall. Imagine all the places you would have to go and duck down. That would be crazy. 6 feet? I don't know. But 7 feet? 7 feet! Come on. Like, if I was 7 feet tall, there would be some things that are awesome about it, but there would be, the ducking down through doorways that wouldn't be awesome about it. Let's keep reading. He'd been raised in the Deep South and joined the military when he was 19. After boot camp, he was stationed somewhere in the South. One night, he just vanished. It was declared an AWOL for years. Just saying, I don't know what that means. And finally, he was declared missing and dead. 10 years later, a 7-foot tall man walked in the VA hospital emergency room in my part of the Midwest and said to the receptionist, "My name is Marian Duchesne, and I've been dead for 10 years. Those were the last words he ever spoke." Wow. Wow. He was covered with dust, and he was wearing the same clothes he'd been reported to be wearing the night he vanished. His social security number had not been used, and he had no identification on his person. However, they were able to identify him, I guess, via fingerprints. He was well fed and in good health, except for his refusal to speak. The family was notified, but they said they had already grieved their lost man, and that whomever was claiming to be him simply could not be. To be honest, I don't know what I would say in that situation either. If I found out that my loved one had passed away and had been gone for 10 years, I don't know what I would do. If someone came in to a hospital and said, "This is my name," and then the hospital calls, or whoever calls, I would be speechless, first of all, and I would probably think the same that they're saying, that they grieved their lost man, whoever was claiming to be him simply could not be. But if I actually, went and found out it was that person, I would be very happy, but it'd be a whole crazy situation. They said he was a haint, whatever that means, because I don't know, and a stand-in for the dead relative and demanded not to be contacted again. Marian paced all day, every day, not in a frantic way, but just lumbering up and down the halls and outside. He smiled all the time and would be moving his mouth in a way that indicated talking or muttering, but he was dead silent. He had an unvarying habit of throwing his head back with his mouth wide open, as if he were laughing heartily. That was my phone. But not even a breath could be heard. If told to go to the dining room for a meal, he'd go and eat. But if nobody told him, he just kept pacing, never indicating hunger. I wonder why. If offered a cigarette, he'd smoke it in an oddly formal way, almost delicately, if that makes sense. No, it does not make sense. But he never seemed to crave smoking. The man wanted nothing. If I talked to him, he appeared to listen, periodically throwing his head back in that laughter-mimicking way of his. There was nothing to do for this man. Various medications were tried, but they did not affect him either, positively or negatively. Occupational therapy did nothing, because Marian would just grin, and unless told to stay put, he'd get up and start pacing again. On my last day at that job, on my way to something better, the last thing I saw was Marian, pacing in the parking lot, throwing his head back to laugh. Later, I wondered if all I'd been dealing with was a ghost. All these years later, I still don't know. So there is a couple of things I would want to say. Because I believe in the paranormal. I don't know if the person watching this, believes. If he was, if he had to been told to do something, and that's the only way he would do it. Like, for example, they said he would have to be told to go eat. If that food is still on the plate, you're dealing with a ghost. It's that simple. But they didn't say anything like that. They didn't say like, oh, we would tell him to go eat and there would still be food on his plate. All the food would be on his plate and nothing would be eaten. That would make me say, okay, this is a ghost. I don't know. It's bringing the ghost vibes. It's bringing the paranormal vibes that you guys were dealing with a ghost. But who knows? Let's read some comments. Let's see what other people have said. So someone said, oh, I know about haints. They're very real in southeast coastal cultures. Did he have an aversion to any specific colors? How do you feel about water? He had no aversion to anything. No options that I could see. No opinions. My goodness. I can't read today and I'm not even tired. No opinions that I could see. If reminded to shower, he did so. This is what the original post was saying. If reminded to shower, he did so. He wore any color of clothing that was laid out for him. See, I don't know. He wore any color of clothing that was laid out for him. So he's wearing human clothes. The only way you could tell him to eat was... Well, the only way he ate was being told to eat. Military can really mess people up is what I'll say. And there's specific things that people from military, when they come home, there's specific things that happen. I don't know, truthfully. I wish I could, know more, but I don't know. Someone said, can you please explain what that is, please? A haint. What exactly is a haint? Haint is an old southern word for a specific type of ghost or evil spirit from the Carolina coast, but found in tales from various regions of the South. Belief in haints probably originated with the Gullah Geechee people, don't know the word, descendants of African slaves in the Carolina Low Country and Barrier Islands in South Carolina. Haints are malicious ghosts often seeking to steal or harm naughty children, may be used as a story to make unruly children behave. Grabbed this for you since I was curious too. So they must have went to Google and looked it up. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Okay. let's go and read another one. I kind of read a little bit of it. I worked in a pediatric hospital and had always heard that the fourth floor right outside of our oncology unit was haunted. I worked 3 12s, which is, this is what I'm taking it as. They worked 3 12-hour shifts. Normally, that was their normal schedule. I'm taking that as, but would pick up overtime and picked up a night shift. I was working in ICU, which happened to be on the fourth floor, but on the opposite side. The oncology unit had a staircase that was a short cut down to the cafeteria, which was on the second floor. At about 3 a.m., I was ready to take a short break and wanted a cup of tea from the cafeteria, so I decided to take that staircase. I walked through the automatic double doors and saw a kid skipping down the hall. Wow. I'd freak out. I'm telling you right now, I'd freak out. Especially if I'm by myself, I'd freak out. I called out to him as I was afraid a little kid had snuck out of a patient room. As soon as I called out to him, he turned and in the blink of an eye, totally vanished. No. A lot of other nurses and doctors had seen the same little kid skipping in that same hallway. Of course, I chalked it up to just exhaustion and didn't really think about it much after that. But you are damn sure I didn't use... Huh? Okay. But you are damn sure I didn't use that hallway at night ever again. Yeah, I wouldn't be using that hallway ever again either. At night especially. Especially at night. I literally probably freak out and quit on the spot right there. If I seen a little kid skipping and then I call out to him and he vanishes, I'd probably run out and quit. I don't know. So, okay, we'll read some of the comments. Someone said, what was he wearing? The original poster said, to be honest, he was gone so quickly I didn't even really notice. I do kind of remember him wearing shorts without shoes. Seems like a normal kid. Some kids wear shorts with a shirt with no shoes. Some kids wear shorts, no shirts, no shoes, run around the house, having fun, sometimes outside. Someone else said shorts, that's good. That narrows the time period down to sometime between now and, let's see, the 1930s? Why? Why does it have to be the 1930s? I don't know. Maybe they're saying that, oh, that's when people was wearing shorts with no shoes or whatever. I don't know. Someone else said, I so wanted to be like, I so wanted to be the I like shorts, they're comfy kid in Pokemon. So comfy, he died in it. Wow. Someone else said in quotations, I even wear shorts in the winter. Brr. Someone said he froze to death, or someone else said, or hypothermia. That's crazy. I couldn't imagine, I don't think I've said this yet on this channel. I don't even think I've said this. So, just something very quick. It involves paranormal. Me and my buddy, the one that was on the channel, that has been on the channel, I think once or twice. The one that I pranked that I was gonna be dad. When he would stay, when we moved in this house around 2018, I'd say maybe a couple months, 5, maybe 4 months, I don't know. But a couple months after we moved in, me and him would see this black shadow. And we didn't know what the heck it was. And we'd walk up my stairs, and it would either be in front of my mom and stepdad's door, or it would be in the bathroom, like standing in the bathroom doorway, and it would just dart and run to the middle room. Or it would just be, walking up here, pacing around, walking up here, and dart to the middle room when it seen us. And the only reason that I believe that I wasn't, going crazy or I wasn't too tired is because I asked my nephew. I asked him, I said, do you believe in ghosts? He said no. I said, okay, I want you to be very serious and honest. I said, me and, said his name, my buddy. I said, me and him have seen a black shadow appear walking around, darting to the middle room. I want to know if you've ever seen it. He said yes. That's the only reason I don't think I'm crazy. Or that I wasn't too tired. It was a little, it was kind of scary, but at one point, I just got used to it. Now I don't even see it anymore. That's the thing. I don't even see it anymore. It just like vanished. It went. It's gone. It was probably like, oh, I can't mess with him anymore. I'm just gonna go haunt someone else. Now watch it. Now that I say that, it's gonna come back. Watch. Okay, let's get back to reading the story. This person said, oh, I have so many, I don't know where to start. I worked in geriatrics, nursing home. Okay, so a nursing home for years. So most of our patients died within a few years of being with us. Anyways, I had a new patient move into one of the rooms of my hall that my previous patient had just passed in. My new patient kept calling at night saying that there was this woman who kept coming into her room and trying to talk to her. At first, I just passed it off on her being in her 90s and struggling with dementia. Okay, understandable, but I'd still go check it out for real. Not even gonna lie. So I assured her that I would lock her door at night to make sure no one could come in. After about a week of this continuing to happen, I sat down with her and was asking what this woman looked like, thinking she may just be hallucinating her daughter or sister or something. And she proceed. I'm sorry, but people's grammar on Reddit is not good at all. She proceeds to tell me that this woman had a pink robe on with blue fuzzy slippers and her hair up in curlers. So I'm guessing, the things that women wear to make their hair curly, that's what she had in her hair. And the woman would come in and sit at the foot of her bed, pat the new patient's feet and try to talk to her, but she couldn't understand what she was saying. What the heck? She couldn't understand what she was saying. Okay, that freaked me out. That, no, that'd freak me out. That would, oh boy. The part where the ghost would pat the patient's foot and try to talk to her. Hey there, how are you doing today? I don't know. See, I'm not going to bring it to YouTube, but if you know me in person, in my personal life, I love dark humor because, this is just my opinion, I think dark humor is best for when people pass away. You can say something stupid and you understand it, and if you have people around you that understand dark humor as much as you do, they might understand it as well. And people have different ways of grieving. Okay, the patient that I had in that room prior to my new one went to bed every night. Why is every night in all caps? In her pink house robe, blue slippers, and her hair in curlers. It stopped after about 2 weeks. So the new patient stopped seeing the ghost after about 2 weeks? That's my question. Someone else said, I'm guessing this is a reply. I used to work in a nursing home as both a CNA and LPN. And while nothing too crazy happened there, there were definitely things that happened out of the ordinary. I remember one time after someone had passed, she was cleaning her up, and the door to the room swung wide open, even though it had been firmly latched. Nobody was there. People's grammar, people's punctuation. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm gonna be real. I can't really say anything though. I can't really say anything about punctuation for real. I don't really use it either. But I will say I've been really trying to get better on my grammar. It gave me the creeps. There were instances of furniture being moved, lights turning on and off by themselves, and toilets randomly flushing by themselves as well. I also remember I had one resident one night who asked me to make sure I closed the door to the closet. Oh no. That was at the end of her bed, and she told me that when it was open, that woman kept going in and out of it all night, and it kept her awake. Oh my gosh. Oh, see, I give it up for the people that work at nursing homes, especially the CNAs, the nurses and all that, because you got older people that have dementia. You got older people that are very sick. Then you got not even just older people, young people sometimes too. And then they pass, and then you get a new patient, and then the ghost of that patient that you had previously comes in, either bothers them or does something. I really want to go to. I want to find a old nursing home that a place that used to be a nursing home. I want to do this one day. Find a place that used to be a nursing home and that is now shut down. I want to investigate it to see how much, what I can get from it. Just to, see what I can get from it. Not necessarily for answers, just to see what I can get from it. I think it would be pretty cool to talk to a ghost at a nursing home. What used to be a nursing home. Someone else replied with this. When I worked at the funeral home, I was told a story about an elderly lady that had passed. The husband said he wanted her to be buried with her ring as she never took it off. My coworker was in the morgue and was washing the body. She removed the ring to mark it down on the paperwork. As soon as she did, styrofoam head? A styrofoam head they use for wigs went flying across the room. She just said out loud, alright, I'll put your ring back on. No more disturbances. Wow. Wowzers. I give it up for those people too that work in the funeral home, the morgues, the morticians, the people that, do autopsies and all that too. Man, I just couldn't. I couldn't do it. I could not do it. I give it up for you guys, seriously. Like, you guys basically have to be strong. I don't think I could be. Seriously. Someone said, I have a story kind of like this, not funeral related, but I was at my grandpa's house, I think 3 years after my grandma died. Man, I really cannot talk today. Whole family was there, like we do every night, talking, having a good time. My uncle said something about the decor, which my grandma picked out. I think he said something about it being ugly or something. All of a sudden, a glass lamp falls and breaks. Wow. Your uncle really made your grandma mad. Your uncle really made her mad, man. She said, I don't care about this lamp anymore. Oh boy. I still feel like there's something in this house that is paranormal related, but I don't know. So this story says, I'm a nurse. I've witnessed quite a lot with Alzheimer's people. You could have said that better. You could have said, I've witnessed quite a lot of people with Alzheimer's. They often develop their own scenarios in their own head, often accompanied by vivid hallucinations. Once during night shift, I heard a woman scream in fear. Checking on her, she managed to climb into her wheelchair in pure panic, wanting to flee her bedroom. Wow. I'm not trying to make this funny, but if someone is in a wheelchair and they're screaming and they manage to climb into their wheelchair on their own, that's crazy. There's something wrong. There's something going on. Asking what was wrong, she thought the building was on fire. Wow, why should I think that? Now, what's important to mention here is people often make claims that people are just crazy or dreaming badly or something. But this is not the case. People with hallucinations have been found to actually see, hear, smell something, etc. When their hallucinations occur, as the same locations in the brain are stimulated as if they would get real impulses. That woman actually saw fire. She actually smelled fire. She didn't just make that up to be crazy. It's what her brain told her was happening, and she was in real panic for her life. And the same applies to when those people see someone else in their room. When they want me to guide someone out of the bedroom who isn't actually there, seemingly standing right behind me. And it makes no sense to discuss with them that no one's there. To them, someone is there, and you better do your best effort of improvising to guide that someone. Even if it's no one outside, play along and they'll be fine. This, to me, is the scariest thing at work. They see something you don't. Okay, that wasn't really paranormal, but someone said in the comments, my grandpa passed away of sudden onset Alzheimer's and dementia a year after breaking his hip at the ripe a ripe old age of 94. My grandma had passed 4 years prior after 60 years of marriage. Wow, 60 years? That's what I want. He obviously had some bad hallucinations, but he would also hallucinate that my grandma was there. He said she would just sit there and talk like she used to. I've always wondered if maybe it's not always a hallucination. If my grandma was able, she would have visited. He died 4 years to the day, almost to the hour after my grandma. They both passed on December 18th. Wow, wow, both on the same day, just different years. Wow. I would say some of it might be hallucinations, but some of it might also be her actually coming back to visit and talk to him. But I don't know. I'm not an official investigator. I'm not a doctor that is. I'm not any of these people that would, go in and basically say like, yeah, you're hallucinating, it's all hallucination. I'm not one of those people, so I don't know. Someone else said this same exact situation happened to my great uncle. My great aunt died, and after a week or so, he started doing what he always did with her. They would sit at their table and eat breakfast. He would read the newspaper while she talked his okay, hold on. While she talked his ears off. Okay. He would just say uh-huh every minute or so. So after a week he started doing the uh-huh thing, and when his son asked who he was talking to, he responded, "Your mother." Then gestured to her spot where she used to sit. Me seeing no one got terrified. 1 year later, to the day, he died in the morning in his bed right next to where my great aunt died 1 year prior. Wow. Someone said, I guess until death do us apart is enough for some. Let me read one more. I want to do a little short one. I got a short one, and then we'll end it after this. This is about probably 40 minutes. It ain't good. Back when I was a paramedic in Oakland, I was taking care of an elderly gentleman in the back of my ambulance. He looked up into the upper corner of the ambulance and said, "It's okay, Lulu. I'll be with you soon." His daughter was with him and told me that Lulu was his wife who died 20 years earlier. A few minutes later, he went into cardiac arrest and passed on. Oh wow. It's like people know that they're going to pass away soon. Like, I don't know. It's sad. These are some of the replies. Ah, man, this happened to all my loved ones who passed away. The loved one who has been passed for years comes to get the person who is about to pass away. Someone else said, my father passed less than 2 months ago. R.I.P. R.I.P. to all these people, man. Like, seriously. It's sad. He woke from being unconscious for a day or more and asked my 2 sisters if they had seen his brother and sister because they were coming. They had been passed more than a decade. When my sister told me this, I knew the end was near. He went unconscious again soon after and passed within a day. See, it's crazy. That's what I'm saying, like right there. When they said he woke from being unconscious for a day or more and asked my 2 sisters if they had seen his brother and sister they were coming. It's like some people know that they're going to pass. But, this one, obviously, he thought that, he possibly thought that they were still alive. That's what I'm taking it as. It's crazy how, before you pass things in your brain, it's crazy how things work in your brain before you pass away. Someone said, same. My great uncle was surrounded by family when he passed. They all called my grandmother after because he plainly asked why my grandpa. They all called my grandmother after because she plainly asked why my grandpa had come to see him. Grandpa had passed years before, and then when it was my grandma's time, she said she could hear grandpa talking in the hallway outside her room. I just know when they pass before anyone tells me, and dream about them afterwards sometimes, them telling me everything is okay. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, I really want to get into, investigating paranormal. I want to learn a lot. I really do. Someone else said, it's the superstition in my family that this happens. Someone comes to get you when it's time to go. Apparently, my great-grandmother, who'd been bedridden for months, lifted herself off the mattress, smiled, opened her arms like she was welcoming someone for a hug, then fell back, passed away. Wow. That sounds... I don't know if... I know a lot of people are going to say something about this, but they lifted themselves off the mattress, smiled, and opened their arms. So they're like this. Like, yes, that could be... That quite literally could be them being welcomed. I don't know. That sounds like demonicness. Sounds like something demonic. But who knows? Someone else said, honestly, if this truly happens and it's not a hallucination, it would be amazing. It certainly makes passing feel much less scary and life much less serious. If I think of seeing my grandparents again. Someone else said, yep, we overheard my dad talking to my grandma about a week before he passed. Grandma had passed 7 years earlier. This is crazy. So, like I said, guys, if you guys want to see, or if you guys want to hear more of these paranormal stories that other people have had, give this video the 5 likes. 5 likes and I'll make another one. Don't forget to drop a like, comment, subscribe, turn on bell notifications so you know whenever I post. Comment down below what other kind of, Reddit stories I should look up and make videos about. But I'll see you guys in the next video. GGS out.